After the railway's reconstruction, a new yard was built between Skarloey and Rumbling Bridge. It became a junction for the mainline goods and branch line goods. 2 engines at a time would be designated to the yard to shut and arrange trains. This day was Mighty Max and Freddy's turn.
Freddy, watch out! That siding can't fit all those trucks.
It'll be fine. Let me just squeeze in a little bit and...
Wait, Freddy!
Uh-oh.
Look what you did, Freddy.
Hey, it's not my fault. These sidings are too short. On the Mid-Sodor...
What could you know about the Mid-Sodor? Or rail work in general? You were off rails for years before you were found.
Oh, you little double-headed monster! The two bickered all evening, making the work unbearable. Meanwhile, Bella was taking a passenger train along the branch line. At one of the stations she stopped, she had to deal with an unpleasant passenger. What an unfortunate ride.
Excuse me, sir? What was the problem with the ride? I'm always trying to improve.
Late, bumpy, and the coaches were way too uncomfortable. I heard you be called a poster child of this branch line, but I think I would have wanted the industrial engine to pull this train.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Bella puffed away with her empty coaches. At the yards, Mighty Mac and Freddy were still bickering. They were only half doing their jobs. Bella was coming around the bend. Suddenly... Bella! Bella laid on the ground, most dissatisfied. Later in the sheds, the three came back cross. The Thin Control had given Mighty Mac and Freddy a tongue-lashing, while Bella was still downcast about the recent events.
See what you did? Now the Thin Control won't trust us with anything again.
You got Bella to derail! He would have gotten involved if that didn't happen!
That's ridiculous. You would have known about the broken buffers.
I'm good at my job, aren't I? I mean, I've been a passenger engine for years. I've suffered rude passengers before. But, this time there was my pride being attacked. Am I overreacting, or am I...
Enough! All of you! Please! I was sleeping fine until you came in, with your insistent chatter. Can we all please just go to sleep?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Thank you. Sharing sheds with other engines feels like a curse.
The next morning, Mr. Percival walked up to the sheds with an unfamiliar man. Who is this gentleman, sir?
This is Sir Robert Norramby, the Earl of Sodor. He's been resurrecting an old castle on Sodor, Ulstead, for touring service.
Yes, and I need an engine temporarily to help with the finishing touches until my engine arrives. Who will...
I'll do it, sir. I could use a break from this branch line.
Alright. Natalie, is it?
Yes, sir.
Well, we'll see you tomorrow. Natalie was on her way to the castle with some empty coaches.
It's just some castle. I've seen images of castles. They're nothing special. How much of a tourist destination could this really be? Whoa.
Natalie, is it an expression of amazement?
What? No. Shut up.
Ah, Natalie, welcome. I see you brought the coaches.
Yes, sir. What exactly will I have to do?
It's rather simple. All I need you to do is help turn this land into a beautiful site for opening. That is where you'll be staying until the engine I ordered arrives.
Alright, seems simple enough. I guess this is what he meant by turning the land beautiful.
Exactly. What I need you to do is take a coach full of groundkeepers in that truck so the groundkeepers can plant the flowers.
Okay.
And she got to work. She shunted the small train around the field. However, she found the job a little boring. She kind of missed the stonework. Everything was so quiet in the countryside that it made her kind of uncomfortable. At night, she sat in the sheds alone.
Well, that was kinda not fun.
She looked around. It was so empty.
Wow, Never thought I'd miss the constant late-night talking of Mighty, Mac, Freddy, and Bella. It is a bit lonely.
The next morning, the Earl had a new job for Natalie. We have some test tourists, if you will, here to look at the land leader today. You are to take them around the castle so that they can see the flowers the groundkeepers planted. Meanwhile, I will be out finalizing some arrangements.
Yes, sir.
Later that day, Natalie shunted her coaches at the platform. Wow, I certainly hope that isn't the engine who will be doing tours here. She's an absolute mess.
Indeed, the presentation is very important for a tourist engine. She is way too sturdy.
Off to a great start.
Natalie was already in a sour mood, and it didn't get much better. Go slower, engine. Passengers can't get a proper view if you're moving around like a rocket. So Natalie slowed down.
Move faster! We've thoroughly seen this area. We want to see something new.
Natalie sped up. Slower!
Faster!
Shut up! I will move how I please on these rails. You understand me? And you can suck it up and deal.
Well, I never! The tour concluded, and the passengers were grateful, as was Natalie. They all came back to the castle.
Your engine here has an attitude. You need to get her in check.
Oh yeah? Why don't you check your rear end? You seem to be
Natalie!
pretty...
Listen, I'm sorry for the inconvenience, for all of you, but I think it'll make everyone here happy if I told you I found my new private engine.
Thank goodness. I can finally go back to the mine and... you...
Hey, Natalie? Long time no see.
Christmas time was near and all the engines were excited. This Christmas would coincide with the unveiling of Ulfstead Castle to the public. Natalie was sent back to the ranch line after Millie took over. Natalie was livid about Millie returning.
That spoiled princess had to come here.
What, would you rather her be scrapped?
No, of course not. But couldn't she have been preserved somewhere else?
Millie came back.
I've been going around apologizing to engines. The Earl is having a Christmas party to open the castle, and it'll be better if there's no bad blood. So, Bella, please accept my apology. I should have never acted that way.
It's okay, Millie. I'm happy you're here. Natalie?
That's okay. 11 out of 12 will make the party bearable.
Millie puffed away sadly.
Natalie!
What? She's only apologizing for the party's sake. In any case, I have to get ready for the tour train tonight.
The tour train had a special extended service to Ulfstead Castle for opening. Natalie was prepared to take it all the way. Meanwhile, at the castle, all the engines were all together, waiting for the guests to arrive. Standard and narrow gauge engines alike communed with each other. As the night went on, however, snow got heavier. The engines got worried. There was no sign of Natalie on the tour train. Where is she? She should be here by now. The snow is coming down pretty hard. Do you think she's gotten into an accident? Someone should go check on her.
I'll do it.
Wait, Millie! You're way too small to brave the snow! But Millie was already gone. Millie found Natalie stranded in the middle of nowhere, pumping her pistons to free herself from the snow. But it didn't work.
Natalie? I'm here to help you.
Really? You? You're smaller than me. How are you gonna do any better?
Maybe I can't, but under both our steam, we can do it together?
Natalie didn't want to accept Millie's help, but she knew there'd be no other way. The two pushed through the snow. Braving the snow, the engines made it back to Ulfstead just barely. They were met with cheers and whistles. You weren't kidding when you said you would work hard. Without you, the party would have never started. Millie beamed. It is with great pride that I announce the Olmsted Castle, open for touring!
I'm sorry, Millie, for not letting you be sorry. You really saved the party, and you did it risking your own well-being. I don't deserve your acceptance, but
I accept! Thank goodness! You're the one I was most worried would never accept me. I'm so happy you did.
The two engines smiled. The engines and people went home. All that remained was Millie and Toby. Toby was waiting for the people to take down all the decorations. I see someone enjoyed the party. You look really happy.
Oh yes, I finally redeemed my past. Everyone accepts me now. But I'm not so sure I really deserve it. And what about many other engines on other railways I insulted? I was a prick before I came here.
Millie, I can tell you're really sorry about what you did. Otherwise, you wouldn't be thinking this right now. Someone who'd blame the world for their fall is someone who doesn't deserve forgiveness. Someone who knows their faults and tries to change them is someone who deserves to be given a second chance. Millie, you've learned. You've changed. You deserve a second chance.
Thank you. What's your name?
Toby.
Thank you, Mr. Toby.
No, it's just Toby. I don't need that Mr. treatment. Well, I better be off. Have a good night, lass.
You too, Mr. Toby.
Thanks to the increasing popularity of Ulfstead Castle and the increasing rail traffic in response, maintenance has been at a lesser quality than usual. The engines were getting worn out from the constant back and forth. One afternoon, Sir Handel was deep in thought. You'll hurt your brain if you continue to think too hard. Sir Handel didn't respond. Sir Handel? Huh? What? What's the matter with you? Nothing, leave me alone. What could possibly be laying on your mind so much that you don't hear me talking to you twice? Did you do something illegal? Huh? No! Okay. It's about Natalie. She told me something a while ago. I thought she hated you. And you hated her. Why do you think it's this hard about her? It's about her old railway. She was really upset when she mentioned losing someone she really cared about. And I wanted to do something to cheer her up. Despite the fact it was over a year ago. Did you have any friends on the other railway? Maybe you could bring them here for a while. Remember the last time that happened with Bella's friend? Oh yeah, but it's worth a shot. We could use some help with the Ulster traffic. Thanks, Duncan. Huh? What sense does that make? Weeks later, arrangements were finalized and a surprise came to Natalie in her shed. Oh, Natalie!
what are you doing here, Dust Bowl?
Ignoring that, I have a little surprise for you.
What?
Say hello to Lily and Owen, your own sister and brother. Long time no see, Natalie.
Sir Handel, why are they here?
I brought them here to give you a taste of home.
Prince is currently taking care of our trains on our railway.
I wish it was you there instead of him.
What was that?
Nothing. How'd you get them here? The last time we had a visitor, he turned out to be stealing from us.
A little thorough background check and they were all good. They'll be helping out with trains to Ulfstead. Anyway, I'll leave you guys to catch up. You're welcome, Mine Mole.
I never said thank you.
Quaint little railway you have here, Natalie. What's your job here?
Well, I mostly work with stone at the mine, and...
Isn't that fitting?
Oh, it's just so great to see you again, Llewellyn.
I told you not to call me that.
What? Upset the manufacturers mistaken you as male and gave you a male's name?
Okay guys, that's enough. Lily, we're here to visit our dear sister, not torment her.
Yes, right. In any case, I should be taking a train from Olstead to Croven's Gate. I'll see you two later.
Lily puffed away. Really sorry about her. She knew we were coming to see you and couldn't act nice for 2 minutes.
Is it really a shock?
Look, I'm really sorry about the way we treated you at home. You were dearly missed when you left.
Thanks, Ellen. I appreciate it. Lord knows she won't apologize.
You never know. On a clear summer day, Natalie was making irregular deliveries of stone to the wharf. Suddenly, she heard a familiar whistle.
Keep it going, Natalie.
Stone is heavy, and this is a longer train. I would be a bit slow.
Passengers come first, Natalie.
Evidently not, Llewellyn.
Lily biffed into the back of Natalie and kept pushing.
Hey, Lily!
Lily pushed the train all the way to the junction to the wharf, and the two trains went their separate ways. Later, all Natalie could do was complain.
Just the most rude engine I've ever met.
I see where you get it from.
What was that?
Nothing. Oh, well, maybe she was just trying to help.
No, that little wench was trying to get me out of the way.
Hey, Freddy, can you leave my sister and I alone for a bit? Oh, sure. I bet there's some shunting we need to do somewhere. Thanks.
Why me? She treats you and Prince fine. Is it really just because I'm the runt of the litter?
Okay, I'll let you in on something. Lily has been jealous. After Mrs. Wright's passing, she felt hurt that she was passed up for the memorial act. Your repaint.
What? That still doesn't give her the right to treat me like she does.
You're right, it doesn't give her the right. And I'm going to find and talk to her too, but I feel like if the both of you would let down your walls for just a bit, you guys would find some common ground. Just think about it. I'd hate to see my sisters break apart. And Owen puffed away to find Lily, leaving Natalie to think. The maintenance for the rails only got worse, but the demand for traffic kept increasing. Fortunately, Owen and Lily being on the railway helped to alleviate the rush. Good morning, my beautiful sisters.
Good morning, Owen.
Good morning, Owen. Good morning, Natalie.
Morning, Llewellyn.
Nope, Owen, I can't do it. She keeps calling me by that name.
I'm sure it was just out of habit, right, Natalie?
Yeah, sure.
Whatever, I'm leaving. A passenger engine has to be punctual.
Lily puffed away. Natalie, thought you were gonna try and be nice.
I'm sorry. It really was habit. But it's still funny to watch her reaction.
Oh, what will I do?
Those clouds don't look good. You reckon a storm is coming through?
Reckon?
I work with an American.
Ah, well, hopefully it's nothing more than a little rain. Lily has a long train ahead of her. On Lily's route, the downpour only got heavier and heavier. The rails sunk under her weight. She didn't know about this subpar maintenance. She carried on without a worry, but that could only last so long. The ground beneath Lily was nothing but mud. The track sunk deep, and before she knew it, Lily was buffer first at a mound of dirt. At the sheds, the engines heard about the incident. A bus has already been called for our passengers, but right now there's nothing much we can do but wait for the rain to clear in. Hey! Where are you going? Natalie, wait! Natalie found Lily stranded in the mud.
What are you doing here?
I'm here to help you.
It's too dangerous and not worth the risk.
You're our sister! You're always worth the risk! Together, Owen and Natalie pulled Lily out of the mud.
Thank you both. Thank you for risking your own well-being for me. Especially you, Natalie.
Maybe you'll stop belittling me.
Definitely.
Months passed, and it was time for Lily and Owen to go. Don't you have something to say, Lily?
I'm sorry, Natalie.
I'm sorry too. I know how insecure you were about your name. I shouldn't have teased you about it.
Aw, look at us getting along. Now if only Prince was here.
I love Prince and all, but he's way too eccentric.
I think his name got to his head.
Yeah.
Well, we really should be going now. Got a train to catch. Get it? Because that's something that a human would do.
We get it, Owen. Well, goodbye, Natalie. Stay safe.
We love you, Natalie.
Love you guys too. Goodbye.
And Natalie watched them leave. She went back to the sheds that night where the rest of the branch line engines were waiting.
So they've left?
Yep, it's just me again.
What a nice thing for Sir Handel to do. Bring back your siblings for you to reconnect.
I guess so.
Yeah, that sounds like Sir Handel. He might have a tough exterior, but when it comes to the people and engines he cares about, he'll do anything to make them smile.
Wait, what? Engines he cares about? He hates me. It's a mutual hatred.
I think the only thing going on here is that Sir Handel has met his match in rudeness. Natalie couldn't find the words, so she decided not to speak and gave up on the conversation entirely.
In the years she's been on the railway, Bella was getting used to how the British Railway worked. Long ago, she made a group of trucks angry, and they caused her to get into an accident. Supplies were needed to be brought up to the mine, and Bella, being the only engine available at the time, was told to do it.
Oh, goods? Are you sure there's no one else?
Natalie and Mighty Mac are hung up at the mines, and Freddy's taking the Ulfstead special. You're the only one, lass.
Okay, I'll go to the depot. This is all too familiar.
Hey, Bella.
Hey!
What's the matter?
Nothing. It's just that this is the first time I've pulled a goods train since that accident over a year ago.
Really? But you helped restore the railway.
I never pulled a good train on my own.
What about the maintenance train?
That's different. None of the cars are sentient. These trucks don't respect me.
Do you want help?
No, you're busy with the maintenance train. I just have to suffer for it to be so.
Well, just remember, you're the head of the train. You're the one in control. If you start to feel like you're losing control, use your standing gear, brake, and a little bit of pushback won't hurt.
Thanks, Peter Sam. Come along, come along.
We're coming along, we're coming along.
Someone's pushy.
The trucks were already irritated. Down the line they went, and the trucks whispered amongst themselves. Bella remained on edge the whole ride. The track got hilly as she approached the mine. The trucks giggled. On! They bumped into Bella, pushing her along the hilly terrain. You made a big mistake coming back to us. Bella turned on her standing gear immediately. Her brakes were slammed on.
Not today!
The trucks felt a fierce bump.
I will not let you get the better of me. This train is stopping.
The trucks, determined not to lose, pushed back harder. But Bella's determination was even greater. She pushed back fiercely.
I'm the head of the train. I won't let you take control.
Atta girl, show what for. The train slowed down more and more. The trucks were taken aback. How is this possible? Before anyone knew it, Bella was back in control of the train. Atta girl, that was beautiful. Bella smiled brightly.
I did it! I did it! Yes!
Bella made the delivery, and the thin controller came to talk to her.
Your driver told me everything. Great job, Bella. You truly are a really useful engine.
Thank you, sir. I'd be happy to take more goods trains. I think the trucks have learned not to mess with me.
Bella said smugly, and she eyed the trucks in the shed next to her. She was right. The trucks hardly gave her any strife. They knew this Bella was not the same Bella all that time ago. Lily's accident was the final straw. The maintenance had to be remedied. The head of the maintenance team, Ivo Hugh, talked to Mr. Percival, and they agreed that two things were needed. A road vehicle to bring roadside rail help, and another maintenance engine to support the branch line. The first to come was a truck named Madge. She spun right into work. Ivo was most proud of her work, and Rusty was happy to have the helping company. On one such maintenance run, Duncan had to help as well. He scowled about the work and was in an overall bad mood as he passed Rusty and Madge.
Maintenance will be the death of me.
Soon he was out of sight.
Who's that?
Oh, that's Duncan. Don't pay too much mind to him. He's just a bit grumpy. No one really likes the maintenance work, so you can see why I'm happy to have good company.
Madge smiled and they went back to work. Later, Madge was at the loading depot. Duncan soon arrived. Madge, while nervous at first, decided to make conversation.
Hello, you must be Duncan.
Who are you?
Oh, my apologies. I'm Madge.
Where did you come from?
Where did any of us come from, friend? I came from a workshop in, England.
You're another maintenance vehicle like Rusty?
Yep, that's what I'm here for.
Didn't know there was another one like Rusty. Anyways, I'll be going now.
Yeah. See you later.
Normally, ever so often if needed, the thin controller will send one of the mainline engines to the branch line to help with the stonework or passengers. However, the track Lily had her accident on was still damaged, so trains couldn't cross to the branch line. With the addition of Madge, however, another avenue of travel could be realized. Madge waited at the loading depot for Duncan to be lowered down on her flatbed. Okay, remember to go slow. This idea is experimental and we don't know what kind of accidents could happen.
Yes, sir.
And Madge was off. She coasted along the road until Duncan said something.
That's awfully slow, ain't it?
Yes, the workman told me to go slow.
But a little bit faster wouldn't hurt.
Oh, I don't know.
I knew you couldn't be any fun.
Madge took those words to heart. So without another word, she sped up. Duncan lit up.
It's nice to feel the wind without having to move myself. Maybe you are actually fun.
Madge smiled, but her cheerfulness was short-lived. A curve came fast, and Madge turned with it, but Duncan's weight and her speed led her to topple on her side. Both Duncan and Madge felt instant regret. Ivo Hugh came to scold his trunk. Madge! You explicitly told to go slow when taking Duncan to the branch line. Now the branch line engines will have to wait for their help.
I'm terribly sorry, sir. I didn't know what came over me.
It was my fault. I made her go faster to get to the branch line faster. I couldn't be any more sorry.
Mr. Percival will have a lot to say to you. But for now, let's get you both top right. Later in the evening, Madge sat at the loading depot with Rusty.
Madge, you knew better. Why'd you intentionally speed up?
I don't know. I just couldn't stand Duncan thinking of me as a boring old truck.
I'm sorry for even saying that. I shouldn't have pushed you to do something irresponsible and then belittled you for not doing it. I've been in a sour mood recently due to being put in maintenance and...
Recently?
And I wanted a fun break from that. I'm sorry, Madge.
Well, plus that is, I've learned something.
What's that?
Never listen to Duncan, ever again.
And everyone laughed. Even Duncan. While Madge's help was in great effect, it still hardly relieved the weight of rail maintenance from Rusty. Rusty found himself exhausted and making very easy mistakes. He found himself derailed at a set of points. Madge came to set him back on the rails.
Rusty, are you doing okay?
Of course I am. Just the points were janky.
Rusty, the points were fine. You've been making a lot of mistakes recently. I'm worried about you.
Yeah, Madge is right, Rusty. Do you feel stretched too thin?
Stuff and nonsense. These rails need to be maintained and restored. I can't afford to be stretched too thin.
The conversation ended right then and there, but Peter Sam wouldn't let it slide. Are you sure? Seems like the same old Rusty to me. I'm telling you, he's not the same. This is Rusty we're talking about. That little diesel is resilient, I guess. But I'll still be watching him, just to be sure. So Handel dismissed the comment and went to sleep. The next day, Rusty was taken off maintenance for the day to take a load of stone down to the wharf. As he made the trip, a loud sound could be heard. However, Rusty's senses were dulled due to his exhaustion and his driver was in the same boat. Neither of them heard the sound. Further down the line, Rusty's eyelids got heavy. Soon, they were completely shut. One of the tipping wagons tipped over and all the stone dumped onto the track, causing the following wagons to jump off the rails. Rusty's driver woke up suddenly and slammed on Rusty's brakes, snapping him out of his trance.
Huh? What?
Rusty screeched to a stop. He looked back swiftly.
Oh dear, how could I let this happen?
A crew arrived to clean the mess, and a thin controller came with them.
Rusty, this isn't like you at all.
Sir, it's not Rusty's fault. He's been working on the maintenance of the railway consistently for so long. He's exhausted, sir.
I understand. Madge? Has Ivo Hugh said anything about the new engine?
Yes, sir. He's away finalizing arrangements.
Perfect. In the meantime, Rusty, I'm relieving you of maintenance for the time being.
Who will do the job then, sir?
Sir Handel and I will. What?
Thank you very much, you two. Now, let's get you into a quiet place, Rusty.
Peter Sam and Sir Handel puffed away. Oh, what'd you get me mixed up in?
Sir, I have an idea for where Rusty could sleep alone.
So there Rusty sat on Madge's flatbed in her garage, and there he slept, secluded and stressless. Rusty rested. Did you hear? What? The maintenance diesel arrived. Oh yeah?
Really? They're here?
Yeah, but...
I must go meet him.
And Rusty thundered away. Nope, he's not too disappointed. Rusty arrived at the branch line sheds.
Where is he?
Oh, Rusty, he's in there.
Rusty looked over and saw the unfamiliar rear end of an engine in the sheds.
He said like 2 words. That being, be quiet, as he settled into the shed.
Huh?
Rusty went on, less excited, to switch lines. He soon pulled up to the engine, who was already dozing.
Hello? Hello?
What do you want?
I wanted to introduce myself. You're the new maintenance diesel, right?
Yes, but I can't get my work done properly without getting any rest.
Okay. I'll see you later, I suppose.
And Rusty rolled away, most disappointed. The next day, Ivo Hugh got together with Rusty, Madge, and Fred. Okay, everyone, the Skarloey Railway has been suffering from maintenance failures recently, so for the next week, most trains have been postponed for us to restore the rails back to its glory. Good luck to all of you. With that, Ivo left in Madge.
Alright, let's get to work. You going to go?
It's come to my attention that this railway is just steam engines.
Oh no.
And I don't think I feel comfortable, doing all this work for steam engines.
I was excited you were coming.
Rusty left, accepting the fact that he'd have to work on his own. While working on a section of the line, Madge pulled up.
Where's Fred? I've been up and down the line, and I haven't seen him anywhere.
He decided it was degrading to work on these rails for steam engines.
Degrading indeed. I got him for a reason, and he's not gonna act high and mighty simply because of prejudice. I'll talk to him this afternoon. But great job still going, Rusty. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
And Madge left. Ivo Hugh did indeed tear into Fred that afternoon, much to Fred's annoyance. He began to do his work with the maintenance, albeit begrudgingly. Rusty and Madge was not impressed with his work, and would often double-check the track Fred supposedly fixed. However, even with Fred's difficulty, the rails were fixed sooner than they would have been, and the railway reopened after the week. Today was a tremendous day. An engine kept secret from the public was getting revealed today along with their name. The engines excitedly went through the preparations. Fred was less thrilled.
Oh, it's probably going to be another grimy steam engine. Just you watch.
What does that matter? For us engines who actually do the work, the extra help is very welcomed.
Yeah, Fred, stop being such a downer about everything.
Just then, Skarloey rolled alongside the maintenance crew. Here are the supplies for your workmen.
Thank you, Skarloey. We can finally finish up the rails for the new engine.
Speaking of which, I was just on my way to pick up the partygoers.
Oh? But the party's at 5. It's only 2.
I know, but I have nothing else to do, so I figured I'd just wait at Ulfstead for my departure.
Alright, have a good one. Safe travels.
And Skarloey left. Down the line, he heard a man shouting, "Hey! She's getting really rowdy!" I wonder what's the matter over there. Soon the afternoon changed to evening, and it was time for Skarloey's train to leave. Skarloey was making good time when suddenly his brakes clamped on. What's going on? Look ahead. Skarloey looked down. In front of him were 2 small piglets. Oh, these poor piglets, separated from their mother. I'll go fetch the farmer. Later, the farmer found the piglets on the track. Oh, so this is what was bothering Winnie. Her piglets escaped. We thought they were just playing hide and seek like they normally do. Winnie the pig came down from the hill to meet up with her piglets. Soon the farmer herded them all off the track and waved as Skarloey continued with his train. I really hope I'm not too late. At Croven's Gate sheds, an engine sat in the middle of everyone, covered in a tarp. Suddenly, Skarloey's whistle made his presence known. So sorry, sir. I ran into a bit of a hurdle.
It's all right. Now that you're here, we can start.
Mr. Percival grabbed onto the end of the tarp.
Without further ado, I present to you our new engine, Ivo Hugh.
Ivo what now?
We decided to name him after you. You've done so much with restoring rail maintenance, we had to honor you.
Thank you, I'm honored. And I'm happy to be here. How is everyone? The yard erupted in a chorus of whistles and The new engine, Ivo Hugh, was settling into his life on the Skarloey Railway. He'd mostly take on goods when the other engines need help. For all Ivo's intentions, he was a bit of a dope. One afternoon, Skarloey and Ivo Hugh were assigned to shunt at the junction yards. Ivo, you must be careful. You can't thrash around. sorry, Skarloey. I'm trying to shunt better.
Try harder.
I know you're trying. Practice makes perfect. Let's keep shunting. Alright. Sorry, Skarloey. Later, the workmen ran up to the two engines. We need Skarloey to help Peter Sam. His valve gear jammed at Lakeside, and there's no one else to take his train. But what about Ivo Hugh? He'll have to manage on his own for a while. You think that's something you can do, Ivo? Yeah. I can handle it. Okay, well, I'll be back. Good luck. And Skarloey left. Ivo Hugh managed just fine for a while. He was raiding trains in a timely manner and caught the attention of passing engines. Even Duncan was impressed. Ivo Hugh was proud, but it wasn't going to last. The foreman came to Ivo Hugh with a request. We need to move those coal cars for Mighty Mac's train coming soon, so just find another siding to move them. Yes, sir. And Ivo Hugh did as he was told. He shunted the coal cars onto a different line. Later, Mighty Mac's whistles could be heard. The foreman ran out in a panic. Ivo, what have you done? You shunted the coal cars onto the main line! Ivo felt a wave of instant regret. Mighty Mac came rolling down the line. They saw the coal cars, but it was too late. They smashed into the coal cars in an epic fashion. Ivo Hugh hid, hoping the boxcars would keep him hidden. But he couldn't stay hidden from the thin controller.
Ivo Hugh, I cannot tolerate incompetence on my railway. Mighty Mac will now have to go to the works and there's a vacancy on the roster.
I'm sorry, sir.
You will have to cover Mighty Mac's trains until they can come back to work. Maybe working more with Natalie will do you good.
If you're ever out on the Skarloey Railway at midnight, you might hear the whistles of the railway's oldest engines as they happily pull their train. This train is the old Twilight. Skarloey and Rheneas pull this train with pride. The thin controller came up with the idea after the railway's maintenance overhaul, and every Saturday night, the two little engines take the train down the line from end to end. It was a huge success when the train was first introduced, much to Fred's disdain. Fred was still sluggish with his work, and he complained constantly about the saturation of the steam engines.
Oh, it's just not right.
Oh dear, not again.
Rusty, there should be more of us on these tracks, not these puffhead engines.
It doesn't matter, Fred, for the last time.
Madge rolled alongside the pair.
Rusty, Mr. Hugh needs you.
Alright, I'm on my way. As for you, Fred, stop worrying about the steam engines and worry about yourself.
And Rusty oiled away with Madge.
Oh, don't worry. I will worry about myself.
Fred oiled away. Wait, Fred! I need to fill you up! He found himself at Croven's Gate on the Saturday afternoon. The coaches sat in the shed, nice and polished for the midnight train. Fred looked around, not a single soul in sight. Then, Fred's scheme was underway. He coupled up to the coaches. Oh, good heavens, what's going on? We're not meant to go for another few hours.
Shh, you lot. I'm gonna find a good place to hide you until the midnight train.
Someone's being indecorous. Ah!
Nightfall had come, and Skarloey and Rheneas were ready for their train. They looked for their coaches in their regular place, but they weren't there. The two old engines grew concerned. Where are our coaches? How can we pull the train without coaches? I don't know. Where do we even start with looking? Suddenly, in a whoosh, a diesel zoomed past with the coaches. Wait, was that Fred? Did Fred take our coaches? Fred rolled up to the station. Wait a minute, you're not Skarloey and Rheneas.
No, I'm better. Now deposit my passengers.
Oh, the impudence. The passengers weren't happy about the diesel being head of the train.
Why don't you just get on the train then and experience the superiority of the diesel?
Gordon scoffed. Fred coasted down the line. Eventually, however, Things started to go wrong. Fred started to slow and splutter to a stop. His wheels squeaked as they made their final turn. Fred's fuel tank had ran empty.
What happened?
The passengers were livid. Why on earth did they replace Skarloey and Reneus with this diesel? The guard called for help. Time passed and Fred heard 2 whistles. Why, hello there, Fred. You bet you could get away with this, huh? Let's take this train to the end of the line. Are you ready, Reneus? Ready, Skarloey. And with 2 peeps from each of their whistles, they took the train to the end of the line. Fred remained extremely silent. The next day, Rusty and Madge found Fred before they went to maintain the track.
You sure proved your point.
Though, for a proper railway, maybe we shouldn't just have you. Knowing you, there'd only be one train pulled away.
Rusty and Madge chuckled.